welcome back. Let's talk about the updates to my Daisy Red Ryder. As you guys can see, the stock is no longer stock. It is not your ordinary stock. I've made a few changes to it. Starting off by shortening it about 1 inch so that I can have the length of pull that I prefer. Put a bit of a cheek weld or cheek riser on it. I've used all brass hardware on the brass butt plate and the cheek riser. So yes, it is removable in case I don't want it on there, but I believe I have it set up to where I like it. I did remove my latigo loop. I could pop it back in at any time if I want to, not very difficult to do. I'm going to replace this band with a real brass band. I have some brass that I cut into strips and I just need to bend it. I have the fiber optic sight from Daisy. I think that definitely makes a big difference in low light conditions. I've added the flip peep sight. I believe that's from the model 25. And I wanted a longer sight radius, so as you can see, I installed it further back on the receiver. Let's flip her around. Here's the other side. As you can see, I had to flatten out the original sight. Not too happy with it. Maybe I'll try to remove it somehow. Possibly I can cut it and shape it. I did retain the Red Ryder logo. That's a must. I stripped the original coating off and I did some shaping here as well as a little bit on the other side for my thumb. Once again, I cut the stock about 1 inch, made the cheek riser out of the piece that I cut off. It's functional. I don't like the fact that the grain pattern is going the opposite direction, but it's what I have to work with at the moment. And then I did a semi-transparent stain by Minwax. This is the gun stock stain. And then I went over it with tongue oil by Minwax, which hardens up and gives it a reasonably nice glossy look. So I think it actually turned out pretty good. Once again, I have the 7/64 overbore air tube. I've done a trigger job internal. It required me to disassemble the original trigger, and what I did was I polished the faces, contact surfaces within that trigger, and I put it all back together. And it's a night and day difference. It really is. Also, you'll hear when I shoot it, I've disconnected the bear trap, which makes it a little more smooth in my opinion. Just for a quick update, we now have a real brass 4-end band. Yes, I made it myself and it turned out great. I'm happy with it. I removed the rear sight. Still need to do a little touch-up paint on it, but I think it's going to be quite all right. So everything's looking pretty good on the Red Ryder. Stay tuned for some shooting. Let's put her through the chronograph and see what kind of feet per second we're getting. Error. Error 2. 276. 273. I did 283. 283. Let's try that again. 279. 278. 280. So we're roughly in the 280 range with the feet per second on this Daisy Red Ryder. So it's shooting pretty good. Nowhere near the 350 that they advertise. I could put a stronger spring in it, maybe get it over 300. Obviously that'll make it a little bit tougher to cock. So it's fun the way it is. Red Ryder. Red Ryder.